Welcome back to Book Break and welcome to our Christmas bookish gift guide for 2022. I am joined by a very special host. This is Megan from the channel Meg with Books.
Hello!
I will link to her channel below. Go and check her out. She's fantastic and very Christmassy, which is why I invited you here today.
I am so excited. I love Christmas, so I feel like I'm made for this.
Excellent. Excellent. So we have got 24 books to recommend to you today for your gift guide. So these will cover all of your Christmas shopping needs. Got a book for everyone in your life. But first, we're actually going to do a little gift exchange.
So excited! I love Christmas presents so much. Okay, who wants to go first?
Let's go first. Should I give you this first?
Okay.
Okay. So, I chose you this book because I know that you love cozy crime.
Okay, yes, very true.
So I thought you would enjoy this. This is a new book this year.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited! Okay. Oh my gosh, I see some paw prints. Oh.
I wrapped it too well.
Whoa. Oh my god, it's the cat who caught a killer! I'm so excited. I've been so excited to read this. It's like, you know me!
Merry Christmas!
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love like cozy crime, cozy murder mysteries, anything like that. I feel like they're perfect for autumn and winter. Like when it's rainy outside, you can just curl up with like a cozy murder book. But I especially love cats, so I generally feel like this book was written for me. Like genuinely, that's my delusion that it was made for me. So thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to read that.
So the book is about a retired detective who lives on a canal boat, but she comes out of retirement because her mother-in-law dies in mysterious circumstances. So she wants to find out what's going on, and she's going to be helped by a very unusual detective.
Oh my god, the cutest detective ever to exist.
Absolutely.
Okay, time for me to give you yours. Ta-da!
Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. Look at the wrapping on that. Woo, it's shimmery. Look at this. The Macmillan collection of myths and legends. That is beautiful. I love mythology. I love like myth tellings and retellings. And this has got stories from ancient Greek and Norse mythologies. That's so cool.
Whoa, it's so beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful.
And the shiny edges. Oh my gosh.
I haven't even seen that. Ooh, this is beautiful. This looks like such a good Christmas gift. Ooh, and it's got pictures.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Okay, so now we've got our Christmas presents. We're now going to tell you some more suggestions for your Christmas presents this year. My first suggestion for a Christmas gift is Days Like These by Brian Bilston, which is a poetry collection. It's got a poem for every day of the year, 366 poems.
I love that.
And they're all really funny. So do you know who Brian Bilston is? Have you seen him on Twitter?
Yes, I have.
He's like the Twitter poet laureate. So he writes these poems that are really like funny and accessible and easy to read for anyone, like whether or not you're like a big poetry buff or not. And often they're like about things that are going on in the world, or they might be seasonal, so they're like really timely, and I love them. They're always brilliant. So this is a really like funny, they're often really sweet and touching as well. So a really good gift for someone who could read a poem before bed every night.
Yeah, I was going to say it's such a great gift because it like lasts a whole year.
Exactly.
You know? So it's like the perfect gift to give to someone.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
I have a video that I will link to below of Brian Bilston reading one of his Christmas poems. Cute. While in disguise. So no one knows who Brian Bilston really is.
Oh!
It's not his real name. And so you will never see his face. And so we have a very special disguise, a Christmassy disguise for him. So I will link to that video. Do click through and watch. It's very funny.
Okay, so my first one is Before Your Memory Fades by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And this is a series of books. This is the third one set in this like time travel cafe. And the third one's set in this sister cafe to the one that the first two are in. And I've read the first one and it emotionally wrecked me. So what more could you want at Christmas? No, but I think that these books just have so much heart and soul to them. They often revolve around like people's relationships and family, and like I feel like it really comes down to like human nature and like love, really, you know?
It's heartwarming.
It's
you
heartwarming.
Like a heartwarming way.
Yeah, it's like joyful, warm, And yeah, I'm so excited to see where the series goes.
That's a really good one. You could even get them the whole series as a set. They look really pretty together.
They do. They're lovely designs, especially like on the spine, like with different colours. Oh my gosh.
So nice. I've read them all and they do get more emotional as they go along.
Oh my gosh.
Sit tight.
Good luck.
Okay, my next suggestion. So Picador celebrated their 50th anniversary this year, publishing amazing books. And so to celebrate, they launched the Picador collection. And I think a really good present could be to start off someone's collection. You get them a little bundle. Because they look so good as a set. All of the spines are designed to like look amazing together. You've got this range of colours. They're all like classic books that have changed the world in some way, that have started conversations.
That would be such a great gift. If someone loves books, like, listen, a new collection is always fun. Like, you can never collect too many different things.
And again, it's the gift that keeps giving, because then you can keep buying them extra ones.
Oh my god, every Christmas. And more, oh my god, that's so genius.
I know.
So my next recommendation is Platonic by Marisa G. Franco. And this is basically for anyone who's wondered how to make friends as an adult. I think especially like in the past couple of years, it can be really hard to find friends as an adult. So I think that this book can be really helpful to people. And I think people often think about like relationships and stuff, but I think this book can help highlight the importance of friendships. And it's not just about making friendships and making new friends, but also keeping them and how to nurture friendships. So I think it's be a great gift for a friend. It shows how much you value your relationship.
Because it is really hard, I think, as an adult. Like when you go past the stage of having school friends and then uni friends, then it just gets harder and harder. Like, where are you supposed to meet your people?
Yeah, exactly. So I think this book would be so important for so many different people, because I think it's something people struggle with as well, but don't necessarily like want to admit that it's hard to make friends. But I think almost everyone finds it harder to make friends as an adult.
Absolutely. So, and the book talks about attachment style, which we usually hear about in the context of dating, but it can apply to other kinds of relationships as well. So it's really cool. I actually have a recommendation on a similar theme, which is The Greatest Self-Help Book by Vex King and Koshal. So this is written by a husband and wife team, and they're both social media stars, but it's an interactive journal.
I love those kind of things.
Yeah, me too. Designed to help you like get to know yourself better and also like boost your self-esteem. It's a daily journal, and it's filled with activities and exercises that you can do, and then it's also got monthly self-reflections, so you can look back and like see how you've been doing. So it's a really empowering present to give someone, I think, and help them like love themselves as much as you love them.
Oh, that's so cute. I also think with this kind of thing, like when you read non-fiction, it's sometimes easy to like read it and be like, okay, that's a good idea, but not necessarily see how it applies to you. Whereas when you're doing activities and stuff, it really forces you to think, okay, how does this apply to me in my life, and be a lot more reflective. So I think it's really helpful.
If anyone wants to buy me that, I will fill it out every day. I love that kind of thing.
My next recommendation is The Wonder by Emma Donoghue, which a film has just come out starring Florence Pugh, who I have to admit is one of my favourite actresses. I love her. I love her. Ever since I saw Little Women, I've become a little bit obsessed with her. So, whenever a movie adaptation of a book comes out, I want to read the book first. Yeah. So I would recommend getting this to someone in your life who's maybe similar and wants to read the book first.
Loads of people are like that. Loads of people are very strict on reading the book first.
Yeah, I absolutely have to. So this is set in 19th century Ireland, and Florence Pugh is a nurse who has to go see this girl who's saying she hasn't eaten for months and yet is perfectly healthy, and it's kind of her job to figure out, is this like a miracle like everyone in the town believes, or is something else going on? So I'm so excited to read this book and like then see the movie. I think this would just be, everyone's talking about it at the moment, everyone's gonna be talking about it. I feel like as more and more people see the film as well, it's just the buzz is gonna become even higher. So I think this would be a great gift to get someone who like me has to read the book before they see the film.
And it's really good. I actually read it a few years ago. And it's amazing. It's really good. Emma Donoghue's brilliant.
Yes.
I feel like every time I do a recommendation, I cheat and I do multiple books in one, but I'm going to do that again. So my next suggestion is a box set of 2 books from Cormac McCarthy. So Cormac McCarthy is this like cult figure of a writer, and these 2 books that came out this year were his first new novels in 16 years. Wow. So fans were waiting a really, really long time, and then they got not 1 but 2 came along at once. And you can get these books together in a box set, and they look so beautiful together. They've got these like contrasting colours. They're bright red and bright blue, so the spines look beautiful together. I think that'd be a lovely present for either any Cormac McCarthy fans in your life, or someone who is just really intrigued to discover what the fuss is all about.
So my next recommendation is Warrior Queens and Quiet Revolutionaries by Kate Moss. So this is all about forgotten women throughout history, which I'm obsessed with. I'm like, it's like a special interest of mine. Like, I'm obsessed with learning about forgotten women throughout history, because I think history has been for so long like male-centric, and so many women have been forgotten. So I think nonfiction like this is so important. So this one I think focuses on over like 1,000 women, from, you know, bold warrior queens to like quieter women who did stuff behind the scenes that was still important. And it also has a really personal narrative running through it of Kate Moss following the story of her great-grandmother, who was a novelist but has pretty much all but been forgotten throughout history. So I think this is what makes it different than some other like forgotten women historical stuff that are out there. It's also got this personal narrative running through it, which I think is great as well. So yeah, I'm so excited to read this. I love stuff about women throughout history.
Are you a warrior queen or a quiet revolutionary?
Oh my god, I think I could be both, depending on the day.
I love that. Okay, going back to fiction, for my next recommendation, Young Mungo by Douglas Stewart. So this is a really beautiful book for literary fiction fans in your life. Douglas Stewart's first book, Shaggy Bane, won the Booker Prize, so I imagine they've really got that one. It's really good. This is the perfect next read. This one is a whole new story. This is a Romeo and Juliet love story between two boys in Glasgow. So they're growing up in this really like ultra masculine, quite violent world where their love is dangerous, essentially. So a really beautiful, tear-jerking story. And can we just talk about the cover? I love it so much. It's such a like passionate, beautiful, bold cover. It's not very often that we get to see two boys kissing in like taking over the window of a bookshop. And I love that so much.
Every time I've been in a bookshop lately, I've seen someone picking it up. Genuinely. Isn't that so great? I feel like everyone just wants to read it. Literally every time. I'm not lying. Every time I've been in a bookshop, someone's been about to buy it. Which is so great.
Well, you should be one of those people.
So my next recommendation is Stone Blind by Natalie Haynes. So this is another Greek myth retelling, and this one focuses on Medusa, which I love. I've always wanted a Medusa-focused book, because this book really focuses on, like, I guess the duality of Medusa. Like, is she a villain, or is she also a woman who's been wronged, you know? So I think that this is a great book to read, because if you love Greek myths, it's going to be a really exciting new take to read. But also if you haven't read a lot of Greek myths, like, and don't know the stories, I think this would be really accessible for people also. So it brings in loads of characters from mythology and weaves them in throughout the story, and it's a very moving and emotional book, but it's also very, very funny as well. So I think this would be a great gift.
I loved it. It's very funny. It's really, really cool seeing all of these different mythological characters who I didn't realise were connected to Medusa, and they come in. It's really cool.
That's one of my favourite things about reading, like, Greek myth retellings, is seeing all these characters, because you know characters' names sometimes, but you don't know how they're all connected to each other. So yeah.
It's great. Okay, next I'm going to do my thing again where I recommend 2 books.
Whoa.
Because I can't stop cheating.
Cheeky.
But this is The Atlas 6 and The Atlas Paradox by Olivia Blake, which are arguably the most hyped books all year. These are dark academia fantasy. These are the first 2 books in a series. There is another one coming, which is going to be called The Atlas Complex. So these started, initially The Atlas 6 was self-published and became this massive sensation, particularly on TikTok. But you can now buy the traditionally published version. It's got new illustrations in it. Some of the plot points have even been changed. So if you know someone who read the self-published Atlas 6, they will still want this finished copy. And then The Atlas Paradox is the sequel, and that is all brand new, never been seen before material. And people who read these series get completely obsessed with it in every way. So you are giving somebody with this present not just a book, but a lifestyle.
So my next recommendation, and I'm very excited for this one, is Unraveler by Frances Harding. So I first read my first Frances Harding this year, which was A Skin Full of Shadows, and I immediately fell in love. Frances Harding's books just have this like most beautiful writing and like vivid, creative, immersive fantasy. I think her books are just amazing. So Unraveler is like set in this world where like anyone can curse each other, and the curses are like weird and unusual, and our main character is the only one who has the power to like unbreak the curses or unravel the curses. And I remember I was in a bookshop and I already had like 3 books in my arms, and I saw this, it had just come out, and I was like, I don't need to buy another book. But I picked it up and I read the first page, and I'm not lying to you, it was like one of my favourite first pages I ever read. It's such a cool first like page, first chapter, because it's like written as if you ever travel here, this is what you will find, like talking to the reader before it gets into the rest of the book. Something I always find as well with Frances Hardinge's books is that they are YA, but I feel like anyone could read them. Like adults would really enjoy them as well. Like I feel like they're perfect for everyone.
Now we're going to go into some gorgeous books for children for our next few recommendations, starting with William at Christmas by Richmal Crompton. This year was the 100-year anniversary of the first Just William stories coming out. So we've got quite a few of these gorgeous new editions. And William at Christmas is a collection of 9 classic Christmas Just William stories. Have you read the Just William stories?
I haven't. I feel like I'm missing...
So they're about William is this naughty schoolboy and he's got a group of friends who are called the Outlaws and they get into all sorts of trouble.
Oh, fun.
And it's really wholesome fun.
Oh, cute! My next recommendation is Joyful Joyful. So this is an anthology of stories and poems and artwork from Black authors and illustrators, and it's all just focused on joy, which I love. I feel like we all need joy. And it's a beautiful, beautiful hardback book, so that makes it a great gift as well. And it's aimed at 8 to 11-year-olds, but I really feel like any age could take something from this and enjoy it and love it. So I'd recommend this to anyone. I think it would just be a wonderful gift at Christmas time.
Another really lovely present for a child in your life would be What the Ladybird Heard at Christmas by Julia Donaldson and Lydia Monks. Julia Donaldson's books always make really lovely presents. They're so beloved. She's one of the most beloved children's writers ever, and this is a really lovely Christmassy one and illustrated by Lydia Monks, so it's just absolutely beautiful along with having Julia Donaldson's really fun rhymes. So this one is about the ladybird who's on her way to visit her friend the spider when she overhears a wicked Christmas plot to steal presents from children's stockings and ruin Christmas.
Oh no!
Oh, no. So the ladybird has to come to the rescue at Christmas.
My next recommendation is The Grumpus and His Dastardly Dreadful Christmas Plan. So this time it's the Grumpus who wants to ruin Christmas. He's a great character created by Alex T. Smith. The illustrations are wonderful. And the Grumpus sets out to the North Pole and he's like, I'm going to ruin Christmas. I'm going to ruin Christmas. But the people who he meets along the way might just change his mind. And the illustrations are beautiful. I think this would be just a wonderful gift.
Okay, going back into books for adults, my next recommendation is Wild Card by Jen Cowney and Fiona Lensfeld, which is a book about tarot.
Oh!
Really, really interesting. I actually met the authors and they did a tarot card reading for me. And that was all filmed, so I will link below to that video if you want to see what happened. I loved it. That was my first ever tarot reading. And the book is great because it's a really open-minded interpretation of what tarot is. So you don't have to view it as this kind of mystical future-telling act, and some people do see it this way. Jen and Fiona have a different interpretation. It's more about kind of using the cards to think about where you are in life at the moment and where you want to go next. And the book basically teaches you how to do it yourself. So it shows you how you could read the cards in different ways and different ways of laying them out depending on what you're trying to get out of the reading. So I loved it. That's fascinating. I didn't really know much about tarot before.
Wow, interesting. So my next recommendation is Karashi at Home by Marie Kondo. So it's been more than a decade since The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up came out, which, can you believe that?
No, that feels like yesterday. That book was huge.
It was huge. I can't believe it. And she's back again with another one. She's been working her magic of getting us to spark joy in our lives. But it's not just about tidying up. This book takes a much more broad approach, much more holistic approach to sparking joy in your life. And for the first time, this book is Marie Kondo book in full colour. So it's beautiful photographs. So I think a book like this is a great gift because I think like the photographs add an element to people. It can be like a coffee table book or something like that as well. So
it really gives you inspiration for what you might want your home to look like.
Because it helps you visualize it as well with these photographs. You know, it helps you kind of see what your space could be like. So yeah, great gift.
I really need some Marie Kondo magic looking around my flat. We're not turning the camera around. Marie Kondo wouldn't approve yet, but she will once I've read Karashi at Home. If you have any aspiring writers in your life, then a really good present would be Write It All Down by Kathy Renson-Brink. So Kathy Renson-Brink is an amazing memoir writer. She's written these really beautiful books about different parts of her life, including my favourite one, Dear Reader, which is all about the role that reading played in her life. But in Write It All Down, she shows you how to get your life down on the page and really looks at a lot of the obstacles that stop people and what makes people feel that their story isn't worth telling and helps you overcome them. And she's got different exercises to to get you started as well. Whether you're buying for someone who is already a seasoned writer and needs a little bit more help and encouragement, or someone who's a complete beginner, this book would be really great for either.
So my next recommendation is one that's actually on my Christmas list. I've been making my Christmas list and this is one that's on mine, and it's the new Pinch of Nom cookbook, which is Pinch of Nom Enjoy. So I use the Pinch of Nom cookbooks. I swear by them. Literally almost every dinner that me and my family make, we make from the Pinch of Nom cookbooks, and this is their new one. I think it's kind of based on like celebration and enjoying food. So it's all like comfort food and really easy to source ingredients, delicious. Me and my mum honestly have conversations about like how good the flavour profiles of the food. We're like, it has a great balance of this and this and their food and their recipe. Like, we really love Pinch of Nom cookbooks. And they're suitable for slimming plans if you're on one. This has over 100 new recipes, which I cannot wait to dive into. I think they're some of the best cookbooks that are out there at the moment, because they're generally, all the food is so good. I'm trying to think of some of my favourites, but there's too many to mention. I like all of my meals are by them. So
I'm going to make you cook something for me.
I will.
We're down to our final recommendation each.
Whoa.
So my final one is a really lovely Christmassy romance, Meet Me Under the Mistletoe by Jenny Bayliss. Jenny Bayliss is the queen of Christmas romances. I just read Meet Me Under the Mistletoe, and it's so cute and lovely. So this one is about a woman who goes back. She has this school reunion with her friends from school because one of them's getting married, and the wedding is at a castle. So they go to this incredible castle in the countryside, and she meets a sexy gardener who she recognises from her past. They have some history, and so it's this romance story, but it's also about the group of friends, and it's got lots of really interesting themes running throughout it. So the friends, one of them isn't there anymore because he took his own life a few years before, and so the book talks a lot about themes of mental health. So it's really interesting themes being explored, but it's also just like a lovely romance that will make you smile.
And my final recommendation is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry, which I am so excited to read. I feel like everyone is reading this at the moment. It's a cozy fantasy about a retired orc who starts a coffee shop.
Such a good premise.
It's amazing. And so she's done with being a warrior. She wants to just set up her cute and cozy coffee shop, but I think some of the residents where she's living want to scupper her plans of a cozy new life. And there's just so many lovely descriptions of delicious food in this because we're at a coffee shop, but it's just so, I've heard it's so heartwarming but funny and cute and kind and lovely, and I'm just so excited to read it. So excited to read it.
So hopefully in that list of 24 books, actually more than 24 books because I kept cheating, you will have thought of some perfect Christmas gifts for all of the people in your life. So you're welcome. Your Christmas shopping is now officially sorted. We got you. So don't forget to subscribe to Megan. I will link to her channel below, and of course make sure you're subscribed to Book Break as well. I will also link here to all of our previous gift guides from past years, so you can go back through and look for even more inspiration if you need. And we will see you soon.
Bye!